Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Storm 2 weeks before Battle at Broadway, and we welcome the Usos back to the building, the two-time GAW Tag Team Champions, and very much the faces of the Tag Team division for the last number of, I would say about 2 years or so, maybe even a little bit more. This was actually something that has come up over in our Discord a couple times, so make sure you join. Link is down in the description. We're talking about the Usos, how much they've meant to the tag team ranks over the last 2 years since we came to YouTube, over 500 days as tag team champions since 2020. Hey yo, Us, we back like we never left. And you know what, Us? We never did. Why? Because our names are still in fools' mouths. Cloud chasing ass boys. It's pathetic. But we get it. That's facts. Because we had this much success, this much gold in your name, this much worldwide fame, these other dudes got no choice but to call us out. That's facts. And we take pride in being that team. Cause ain't no way you get to the top of this shit without being the top target. That's facts. So for War Machine, we'll keep it real. You some scary dudes, but you also some punk ass mothers. Why? Cause you talk about war, but you ain't been in no battles like the Usos. True. You scream at the top of your lungs, but ain't no one believe you got the passion of the Usos. True. And you might beat some teams in that ring, maybe, but you cannot beat all the teams the Usos have. So straight up, we accept. We taking those titles back. All titles. Are we going to war? All right, you knobs. Let's cool it right there. This story isn't about you. This is about the rightful GAW Tag Team Champions who were bollocksed out of our titles by the very same men you now want to jump the line to face. And we got the evidence, if you would please regard the screen. As you can see, I very clearly got my hand on the rope before the referee had counted to 3. Just because the blind toss pod couldn't see it doesn't mean that it should have ended the match. And it does certainly mean that we are still the rightful contenders for those titles. So you do whatever you need to do. But just remember, we are around the corner and we still deserve a match. You know what, boys? We agree. Did War Machine pay off some refs? Probably. So do you deserve another match? Definitely. But guess what? It ain't our problem. We'll step up to all 4 of you dudes. It don't matter. You work that shit out. And we'll see you in the ring. Whether it's 2 or 4, the Usos are going to war. And we will be GAW Tag Team Champions. What does the house give us? The will to win, the power to succeed, the drive to dominate. And we thank the house for this. We thank the house for this. Who has the house made us? Champions, winners, feared killers. And we thank the house for this. And we thank the house for this. How has the house done this to us? The house has broken us, but it has made us stronger. And we thank the house for this. We thank the house for this. Machine and Mustache Mountain. But we can't stop to dwell on the possibilities of what we might be seeing for Battle at Broadway, because with only 2 episodes left, Kacy Catanzaro is going in against Willow Nightingale, making her GAW debut. First time we're seeing Willow here, one of the strongest women that you will find on the independent scene. She's been touring the world, and she will debut in GAW against the reigning world champion. And for Catanzaro, she might have her own issues to deal with given what we saw from Ember Moon in a Discord exclusive. That was yesterday, so again, if you're not part of the Discord, make sure you join. Link is down in the description. We saw Ember Moon, none too happy with the treatment she's been getting, and called Kacy Catanzaro out specifically. So now Catanzaro has a point to make. Opponents in her incredible run to becoming Women's World Champion and now holding that title. But Willow Nightingale is a totally different animal when it comes to the strength that she has. Catanzaro has rarely seen someone with this level of just straight up raw physical power. And that could become an issue for her throughout the course of this match. And knowing that possibly Ember Moon, the United States champion, is breathing down her neck right now. Catanzaro has a lot to think about. But this is why she is the Women's World Champion. This is why she's held that title since March. It's why she's undisputed. This is the sort of thing that Kacy Catanzaro does without hesitation. This kicks off what is going to be a fantastic show. Walter is in action against black and gold representation. Coming up next, we will see Matt Riddle of the House of Black in action as well. And in our main event, it's Pete Dunne taking on Will Ospreay. Just an incredible show. So Nightingale is going to have to get some strength here against Catanzaro, and we're seeing just evidence of how good she can be at that part of her game. She's going to need that against Kacy. But for Kacy, if Ember Moon truly is going to be next for Catanzaro, well then, she is going to have to add even more dimensions to her game, but she has been one of the best at that over the last number of years. We just see more and more evidence every time she fights. Reverse DDT, Catanzaro pulling her down. The striking game, perfect example. How good has she gotten at the strikes? And now spinning side slam on Willow Nightingale. Someone with her size, Catanzaro again. We talked about Catanzaro's athleticism, her springiness. But let's talk about how fit she is, how much of an incredible athlete she is. It makes her so hard to deal with. She has deceptive strength. Now Nightingale trying to fight back. More strikes coming from the big Willow Nightingale. Finally able to take Catanzaro down. And maybe more coming as Nightingale, she's got her in the following slam position. Catanzaro might be struggling here for the first time in this match. He started off so hot. Now Catanzaro, trying to shoot in for that takedown that we often see her use. Sets up the Indian Deathlock. Nightingale was on top of it. Catanzaro too quick. When you're the Women's World Champion, you are scheduled on everyone's calendar forever. And now Catanzaro, this time she did get the takedown in. Indian Deathlock applied from Kacy Catanzaro, and Willow Nightingale has to tap out. That is a statement victory for the Women's World Champion, who is in no need of statements to make. 2 consecutive wins over Shayna Baszler, one of them in a submission match where she debuted the Indian Deathlock here. And then, of course, a win over Io Shirai in an incredible match. And now a win over the strongest woman she has yet faced in GAW. Kacy Catanzaro is the real deal. And she just proves that every time out. Let's see if Ember Moon has any thoughts, because we go backstage where Taryn Blake has caught up with the U.S. champion. Here with Ember Moon. Ember, we heard in a Discord exclusive press conference that you aren't satisfied about the way you and the U.S. championship have been treated, and you specifically called out world champion Kacy Catanzaro. Can you explain a little bit more why you feel that way? The first ever U.S. title match was between Ronda Rousey and Lita, 2 absolute legends. But ever since that day, the U.S. title has lost prestige. Why? Because every single woman since then has been a step below the world champion. Everyone from Rosita to Shayna Baszler made it pretty clear even they knew that they were just second best. Well, that's done. It's over now, because I am second to absolutely no one, and especially not Kacy Catanzaro. Is that a fact, Ember? Then how about you put your money where your mouth is? You talking about a match? No, I'm talking about a tea party. Yes, I mean a match, because I was one of those women, Ember. I held the U.S. championship, and one of the biggest regrets of my career is that I didn't get a chance to represent it the way it deserves. But if it's not prestigious enough for you, then why don't you leave it at home and come to Battle at Broadway to fight me for the world title? You're on. Walter is a truly terrifying man. You can never put it past him to absolutely eviscerate anybody in front of him, and it may very well be that his eyes are set on the world champion Adam Cole, who won that title back in After Party. That was 2 weeks ago. His reign might not last more than a month if Walter has his way. If Walter is going to be the one to step up at Battle at Broadway and fight Adam Cole. Cole last week came out and basically offered Walter a spot in the black and gold. But his offer was interrupted when Drew McIntyre attacked Walter from behind. And Cole just stood there, watched the whole ordeal, didn't do anything. So I wonder, later on we saw William Regal, the smartest man in wrestling. He went to Drew McIntyre after having previously reached out to Walter on behalf of the black and gold. So I don't really understand where everyone's loyalties lie here in this whole situation. And Adam Cole, the master manipulator, this is exactly what I was expecting from him. Running mate, Bobby Fish. That will be the black and gold's first salvo against Walter, if it truly is to be that. I don't know what Cole has to think. He's not here, but he was able to say this with Fish in tow earlier today. Let me tell you something about my man, Bobby Fish. The man is a killer. He is an absolute beast. The best pure striker in the world, and adds grappling skills that haven't been seen since the great Joe Stetcher. Do any of you even know who Joe Stetcher is? Of course not. In any other place, Bobby Fish would be the world champion, but that just goes to show you how great the black and gold is. And Walter, I can't help but notice you didn't give us an answer last week when we offered you a spot which makes me think that you think you're above us. The great ring general who doesn't need the black and gold, the ring general, except you did need someone big, Wally. Remember Imperium? If you're as big and bad as you say, then why would you need some people around you? Walter, I figured out a long time ago you can only change the world together, and Adam Cole, baby, is a goddamn leader. People follow me, Walter. I inspire them. And together, we make shit happen. If you don't want a part of that, then fine, it's your funeral. And Bobby Fish will be happy to deliver you there. You measured that casket, right, Bobby? No one out here to accompany Bobby Fish in this match. I wonder if that's deliberate on the part of Adam Cole. We just heard the world champion. And if you have followed Cole at all during his career, you know that he doesn't do anything without careful calculation. What a power bomb from Walter. Walter, I think, has something to prove himself, and he's gonna do it early. Walter, missile drop kick off the middle rope. Obviously, questions abound as to whether Walter is 100% after the attack from Drew McIntyre last week. A lot of the injuries may be internal. McIntyre had Walter locked in no true Scotsman for a long time. Now Walter, crossface applied on Fish, who can't see where he's at. He can't see how close he is to the ropes, but he doesn't need to. Fish is a tremendous grappler, background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a world-renowned mixed martial arts practitioner, and we're seeing it here. He is one of the deadliest strikers in the world of professional wrestling. In fact, for several years, Bobby Fish had come and done special training drills at the GAW Academy. So he has had a hand in training such prolific strikers as men like Garrett Gibson. That's how good Bobby Fish is, and he's a sadistic grappler as well. We're seeing attacks to all different limbs from Bobby Fish. Again, exactly what we would expect. I think the mission here, the modus operandi for Fish in this match is to hurt Walter, to potentially take him out of the running of challenging for the world championship, or even if he does make it to battle at Broadway to challenge for that title, he should not be 100% in the eyes of Adam Cole. Which makes it so ironic that Cole is criticizing Walter for having Imperium around him, and while I agree with the basic point that Walter is scary enough on his own, Adam Cole's certainly not one to talk. Walter back into the ring. Fish, nice takedown. Walter rolls right back to his feet, but Fish stays on the offensive. Spinning drop kick from Fish. It caught Walter right underneath the chin, and Fish drags him away from the ropes. Cover here from Bobby Fish. A laces drop kick landed. Walter kicks out. Fish thought he had it right there. Walter showcases his toughness. Fish went in for a massive knee strike. He went awfully high on that. Walter ducks underneath, and now Walter, powerbomb position. Bobby Fish fights his way out of it. That could have been dangerous. Fish crossbody, and Walter, he basically just swatted Fish aside, and now Walter again, powerbomb. The massive Austrian powerbomb, forearm strike. Walter again, double underhooks, powerbomb. The attacks do not stop. Walter is a man possessed, knowing who he's going against. Vertical suplex up. Walter, oh, it's a jackhammer. And he's not even done. Walter again, powerbomb position. Boom, he held on. Walter, that's two. Will he go for a third? Triple powerbomb from the ring general. Walter hooks the leg. No! All of that, and Bobby Fish survived. Walter's got more. Big splash off the top. And I wonder if for Bobby Fish that was the last act. a desperate man to kick out of those power bombs. Walter now, dragon sleeper, and it's in deep. He's got the left arm neutralized. Right arm is trying to keep Fish propped up and trying to force air into his lungs. Walter has the stance over the back. Decides to break the hold. Fish up to his feet. Good takedown from Bobby Fish as he's just trying to get something going. Ground and pound, but he was lackadaisical. Walter was able to get the guard up. He saw it all the way. Cover from Bobby Fish. Nothing doing here. Walter was always destined to kick out of that. Fish is just trying something to get back into this match. Might have found something. Knee strike. And that might have been the one. Bobby Fish flew in. Knee strike right on the jaw. No! Fish cannot believe it. After all he survived, the knee strike didn't work. Walter ducks underneath that kick. My God almighty. Walter. Fish might have to check for a collapsed lung after that overhand. Walter again, powerbomb position, drove him in, and Walter, how he still has the strength to do this, I will never know. Triple powerbomb. Bobby Fish has eaten a dozen of those. Walter finally locks it up. What a match. That is competition on the highest level. That was Super Bowl World Series level competition. Two men at their absolute prime. And Walter came out on top on this occasion. But my God, did Bobby Fish ever come close? And notice, no Adam Cole. Nothing of the sort. Walter is alone. So still the motivations of Adam Cole in the black and gold remain in question. But what is not in question is who the #1 contender is. Because right now, it is Walter and everyone else. Claudio, I appreciate the warning last week, honestly, but I don't think the Men in Black are for me. See, that's not the House of Black's style. They may be cheap, they may attack when you least expect it, they may take advantage of you after an absolute war, but for them, it's all for some twisted sense of honor. Matt Riddle thinks he can find purpose as part of all that, and maybe he can. But as someone who spent the first 25 years of my existence looking for purpose, I can tell you the first tattooed weirdo who walks up promising to help usually isn't the answer. But Matt is still incredibly dangerous, no matter how his childish mind might be. So I need to take him deadly serious, and I will. I'm not ready to lose my Intercontinental title yet. The passionate words from Chris Sabin, but we need to show you this. This was the scene moments ago. While Sabin was talking, we got images here of Claudio Castagnoli laid out, and this was what our cameras captured. The Men in Black sprinting away from the scene as Castagnoli lays unconscious. And the story deepens because it does seem that Sabin is right. The Men in Black are not here for him. It seems like Castagnoli, this is a problem all for him. Wildcat Chris Harris making his return to GAW for the first time since we saw him actually go up against Chris Sabin. That was while Sabin was preparing to take on James Storm. And what an incredible match that was. All the way back at Bash at the Beach, it feels like years. But that leaves the Wildcat now with another direction, and that direction is to face Matt Riddle. A man that I don't think anyone wants any parts of right now, anyone who's not named Chris Sabin. Got to be the bravest man on earth at the moment. But obviously, let's not bury the lead. Claudio Castagnoli, laid out by all evidence would indicate, the Men in Black once again. So Castagnoli has his own problems. individual, Matt Riddle. Obviously dangerous given his background, where he came from, his UFC success, all the success he's had in professional wrestling, but now you put a man like Aleister Black behind him, the House of Black, and who knows what that might be, because we heard last week that Aleister Black basically said flat out that he's adding more people to the house. So the question is, who is it, and when can we see them? I don't know if it could be tonight. I don't know if Riddle will need help to take on the Wildcat. Harris, one of the most well-traveled wrestlers, still active in the world. His time goes all the way back to the late 90s and, of course, early 2000s. He was part of America's Most Wanted, and you're talking about a man with an exceptional pedigree. But Matt Riddle, he says, yeah, take that pedigree, swallow it along with his knee. Matt Riddle drags it back in the middle. It's only a 1 count for that massive strike from the man from the House of Black. But Riddle, undeterred, Riddle twisting senton. Clearly Aleister Black has helped Matt Riddle out a lot, and Riddle now, he's got the Indian Deathlock in. Apparently he was watching our opening match. Harris able to just jar the right leg loose. He might have been fading away right there. Harris, again, that experience coming out at a time when it was most needed, but Riddle just cannot be stopped. This is the one thing that Aleister Black has helped Matt Riddle out with more than anything else. Riddle is constantly moving forward. Aleister Black is an exceptional offensive wrestler. In tennis, we would call him an offensive baseliner, constantly trying to win points and be on the front foot. That's exactly what Aleister Black does, and he has taught that to Matt Riddle, who at times in his career would have been considered passive in terms of his wrestling game, but not anymore. And we just see it more and more. Riddle, up under the shoulders goes Harris. Riddle, go to sleep, and he caught him in the midair German suplex. The go to sleep wasn't enough. The high angle German has Riddle. Amazing strength, and 2 minutes in, Riddle has just won this match. Boy, that is scary. That is scary to watch Matt Riddle compete on that level. I know that there's not a single doubt in Chris Sabin's mind as to whether he can beat Matt Riddle, but as for the rest of us who have become so accustomed to watching Sabin put on classic after classic with the Intercontinental Championship on the line, I think all of us have to be wondering, is it the end for Sabin, who missed 3 months due to injury after Nitro and thought about seriously needing to vacate his title? Instead, he's had 4 of the best matches of the year, back to back to back to back, with the title on the line. But Matt Riddle could be a different animal. And with the House of Black support, I think there is no height that Matt Riddle could not reach. We saw that Ember Moon made a direct challenge to Kacy Catanzaro. Catanzaro, the world champion, accepted, so it will be world champ versus U.S. champ in the Manhattan Center at Battle at Broadway. Only the world championship will be on the line, but Ember Moon will get one of her best tune-ups yet as she takes on Taya Valkyrie, making her return to GAW next week. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you watch Storm next Friday. You will not want to miss that match. CM Punk, you whiny little goblin, have you no shame? Just using the champ for the popularity I bring. That's what we're doing now? I should have expected that from you, though. You've always relied on other people for attention. No one talking about CM Punk. Oh, talk shit about the company that plucked you from the high school gyms and gave you the path to become a star. Or maybe sue an old friend just so people remember your name just that little bit longer. I'm a game changer, Punk. Where I move, the world moves. I make shit happen. I lead, and people follow. So you want to make that challenge again? You want to revisit the inhuman pain and suffering I can cause you? I accept. But not for you. I don't give a damn about what you want, and as far as I'm concerned, there is no question who is the better man. No, I'm doing this for the proper 12 locker room. And a battle at Broadway, you'll see why. Gold presence on this show steadily growing. Adam Cole is the world champion, of course, but we saw Bobby Fish earlier very nearly pick up the win over Walter, and now Pete Dunne coming into the main event to take on Will Ospreay, an old nemesis, old foe for Pete Dunne. And what ulterior motives could there be for this? Could there be a black and gold angle here to play? I'm honestly, that's just a question that I'm wondering about, to be very honest with you, because I don't know. I don't know at this point what the black and gold wants to do with Ospreay, who is currently trying to go after Davey Richards' MLW Heavyweight Championship. So it certainly seems the two are completely unconnected, but never put that aside of Adam Cole. It is so great to be able to see Will Ospreay out here. Once again as a singles wrestler, he obviously held the tag team championships with his partner Zack Sabre Jr. coming out of Nitro. They lost that to War Machine, so now we've seen Ospreay come out. And as with this music again, as a singles wrestler once again, just amazing to see. By the way, you can listen to this song and all of the other music that you hear across GAW right now over on our Spotify playlist. Link is down in the description or on the website, generalwrestling.com. Here we go. Such a long history between these two men that dates all the way back to 2014. Ospreay starts things off hot. There is no other way he can do it. Unbelievable speed. Ospreay's gonna fly in a kick from the top rope. And by the standards of these two, only two offensive moves that connected in the first 20 seconds. That's positively glacial by their standards. Ospreay deposits in springboard. Moonsault. Ospreay just keeps working. So powerful, so fast. Done. Very nearly was just swept right off his feet. Ospreay standing shooting star. And Dunne has no answer early on for Ospreay, who is highly motivated coming into this match, knowing that Davey Richards is watching. The world is watching because of what happened last week. Bandito became the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, which means that Bandito has brought another company's title to GAW, joining Drew McIntyre as GAW contracted wrestlers with another promotion's title. Ospreay trying to be the third to do that. Ospreay twisting brain buster. And again with the springboard moonsault. This man just cannot be stopped. Pete Dunne thrives on a much slower environment. Ospreay takes that away from you. Ospreay forces you to fight at his pace. And for Dunne, he's got to find out some way to slow down the aerial assassin. Ospreay has shown no signs of slowing down, no openings right now for Dunne to take advantage of. Dunne trying to go over the top. Ospreay with a power slam. I think Dunne was trying to go for a standing sliced bread. And now Dunne saw the head scissors coming, and now Dunne playing defense. He's so good at it. But Ospreay, he's just so fast. It's such an issue. You have this speed, and Dunne, he just needs a limb to be free. Ospreay does not give you that opportunity. Again, a springboard moonsault. Again, a cover. Again, a kick out. Ospreay looking for more here, though. Half the ring to go. Shooting star press, but Pete Dunne saw it all the way. Knees up, and now Dunne turns him right around. Bitter end. Pete Dunne, just like that. 3 minutes in, Dunne hooks the leg. No. He had done almost nothing in this match up until that point. The bitter end has put Will Ospreay down, and it is exceptionally rare to see the bitter end ever used as anything but a finishing maneuver. But for Pete Dunne, it was just a transition to do more damage to Will Ospreay. Wow. Ospreay to his feet. Dunne shot again, caught by Ospreay, and now Ospreay double underhook into the Liger bomb. Sits out with the cover. Ospreay, no. Ospreay still thinking, more in the tank. Might be coming for Dunne. And up against the ropes. This is not where you want to be with Will Ospreay, one of the most adept rope workers ever. Dunne! Sit-out powerbomb from him as he fought off the ropes. And now Dunne rolls Ospreay over. Another cover from Pete Dunne. Another kick out. Lots of covers in this match as part of a rivalry that has seen plenty of back and forth. Dunne's gonna fly, elbow drop, and it caught Ospreay on the back of the neck. That was brutal. Now Ospreay again, springboard moonsault, and again it makes contact. And now Ospreay grounds Dunne. It's a version of Kazuchika Okada's money clip. Ospreay, of course, a student of Okada, counts him as one of his best friends and mentors. But the money clip can't get it done against Pete Dunne. And honestly, submission's probably not the way to go when you're fighting a guy like this. These two very notably had a match July of 2016. Pete Dunne was the Rev Pro Cruiserweight champion at the time. Will Ospreay defeats him, takes the title at York Hall in London. An incredible match at that time. They would do the rematch a month and a half later. Ospreay would defeat him then as well. Ospreay, power bomb on the outside. My Lord, Will Ospreay now just cranking it back on Dunne. Are you serious? Standing shooting star press, but Pete Dunne once again got the knees up. 7. And now Dunne, this is the calculated risk that you take with Pete Dunne. You never want to allow him outside because there are so many weapons and opportunities for Dunne to hurt you. Dunne back into the ring. Ospreay follows. Dunne, he's got the left arm, and Dunne breaks the fingers. And again, he's got it. And again, goes for the fingers. Just sadistic is Pete Dunne. And that's exactly what I meant. He works slower, but he controls the pace. That's what he needs to do to be successful. And now, Dunne gonna fly, diving double foot stomp. And Ospreay has found himself in serious trouble after a match where he was controlling a lot of the early stages. Cover here from Pete Dunne, and Ospreay kicks out. So much pain Ospreay has to be feeling in the fingers after multiple attacks from Dunne. And now a striking combination unleashed side. Ospreay, Goma, German suplex with the bridge. Dunne was underneath the ropes. Ospreay not going to let it affect him. Ospreay, double underhooks. He's got him on the shoulders. Ospreay got him up. Stormbreaker. Ospreay, whoa! Wait a minute. The lights are out. The lights are out. Ospreay is down. Oh my God, Ospreay is down. Dunne is on his feet. Ospreay is down. And Pete Dunne is going to make the cover. And Pete Dunne is absolutely going to steal this victory. That was absolutely shocking and disgusting. And who was it? Was it Pete Dunne? Was it the black and gold? Will Ospreay was going to win this match. He just got it stolen from him. Pete Dunne stands there as a winner, but he stole this victory from a man who deserved it. And after such an incredible match, I can't believe that this is how we have to end Friday Night Storm. But hopefully we can get answers 1 week before Battle at Broadway, so you do not want to miss a second of GAW programming. Evolution, we've got Derek Cole fighting for his life as the Apex Champion. Rookie of the Year, the final week of the first stage of competition is next Wednesday. And now, of course, Friday Night Storm, Adam Cole in Flux, Will Ospreay attack, and so much more. So, folks, subscribe. Visit the website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. We'll see you on Monday. We appreciate you.